Hey guys out there in Saberland, it's Ron. Got another Kylo Ren. This one is weathered. This is from a customer of mine, and the customer did some of his own detail work on this hilt prior to sending it to me. He did some nice detail work down here at the end of the pommel. He put in the red wire himself and did the gash. I think it looks pretty good. In this build, we've got an NEC Spark Color2 board with a Solos Hold 3.7 volt battery. We've got a dual red for the Tri-Cree with the green for the flash on clash. I think the green works well because, again, we get oranges with that and some interesting blaster block colors out of it. Some of the detail here with this particular hilt is in some of the stuff that we've seen, like the toy. You've got the button head screws on the side and on the front. And for this particular model, I also made a copper hat for the main activation switch. So it's a little bit of Dremel foo to make that guy, but I think it turned out pretty good. And the auxiliary switch is right below it. So it looks like one of the button head screws like you would see on the toy, but it works well as a hidden switch. This particular model also has the side LEDs. There are 10mm LED on a nice PCB, both sides, for the delayed activation on the sides. And there's the Tri-Cree in there. For this, I also did two set screws, one on either side, to allow for a good pinch on the blade and stability. The blade goes in about a good inch or so, and I think it lends enough stability with the dual set screws to allow it to be mildly dualable. Alright, with that, I'll take off the pommel cap and get this guy started up. I put a red SMD LED. This does use the 20mm speaker from TCSS. I did have to ratchet down the sound on this to keep from blowing the speaker, since the NEC board runs at a different impedance than the speaker. Now the side LEDs that are in here, they are small enough that the size of the side blades cups right over them. I think that works out pretty well. It allows for pretty good brightness overall. Another thing I did with this build is for the set screws on the top and in other places as I built this, I did use Loctite. So everything gets held in place, I think, real well. You can see that holds in there pretty good. Alright, I believe this was probably the Lord Blaco font. Here we go. There it is. So the auxiliary button here. I probably can't see it, but that's an orange flash on clash. Blaster block. And the same. So that's pretty much it. You use the same color preset profile for all the different fonts. Okay, so the Dark Order, I think that's from 9V Ninja. That's one that also comes with the NEC board. So it's got a bit of a different sound. So again, not a bad font. So, Dark Relic. A bit of a meaner font. So that's pretty much it for this build. These things are quite the challenge to work on. They can be a lot of fun. The board is capable of dual phase with the twist of your wrist if you want that, but since this is a dual red with the green for doing the orange, it's not really a needed function, so I turn it off in the software. With that, I think we've got a pretty good Kylo Ren build here that's got a lot of detail to it, and one of the things I do with these builds is I do make them serviceable. So if for any reason something goes wrong, there are quick disconnects on the LEDs in here on the side. You can loosen these screws here. They do hold a part of the chassis in place. And you can unscrew this pommel piece from the emitter to be able to get into the electronics, the battery and the speaker and the recharge port, in case something were to come loose or to break or to need to be swapped out. The whole chassis can be taken out and serviced or replaced if need be. I think with that, my customer is going to be very happy. He's already liked some of the preliminary stuff I've sent to him. So there we go. Another weathered Kylo Ren Korbanth Crossguard.